Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing a demonstration of Flash's 5 Rax style in Terran vs Zerg. The transitions available to it are fairly varied, with a couple of options as to where you want to go after you've done your 5 Rax pressure. Off the start of the game, we set our command center hotkey to something easily accessible. I enjoy 5. And we set our camera hotkey just over our main and over our natural. I adjust my natural hotkey once I see it. I don't use my third camera hotkey until a little later. I'm trying to see how I can incorporate it into my style, but for the moment I don't play a lot of Terran. We shall see where this goes from here. We make our first worker, or not our first worker, our first depot just when we have the money during an early production. Oftentimes you'll see you'll have 100 money, but you can't actually produce while you're making the depot. This is the wrong depot. This worker we are going to scout with just after this finishes. We're going to make our barracks at our natural. We're going to move our worker to there, around halfway into our depot. Also lets us set up this camera hotkey nicely. This worker goes to scout. This continues production. And about now we can make a barracks. After this barracks finishes, this worker also makes a depot. Nothing else of note is happening during our early game. I like to box just outside the command center so that we can grab the SCV just as it spawns. Since when you box, you select units over buildings, you're guaranteed to get the workers so long as you're not boxing over your mineral line. Just as this barracks finishes, we add on the depot. We're taking a look at the Zerg space. Build it nice and tight to the command center. We're only going to make one extra marine before our command center finishes. We're just going to try to keep our SCV scout alive. And as you see here, just as we hit 18 supply, our depot finishes, and we can start our command center. And maintain, and restart rather, marine production. Put this on the hotkey right next to your main hotkey, and continue as needed. Add on a depot. Add on gas just as you have the money following that. Our next bit of money will go into an engineering bay. The SCV that makes the depot before the gas makes the engineering bay. As this is finishing up, we're going to grab 6 workers, send them to here. And then we're going to fill up our gas completely. Watch our gas rather than our minerals now. After we fill up our gas, however, do grab a depot. A little late on our academy, that's okay. Overall, everything works out. Our next mineral investment is going to be a bunker, followed swiftly by 4 more barracks. We barely have enough for a bunker, while maintaining worker production everywhere. This building's almost finished. Add on a barracks. Add on a barracks. This goes back on gas. This adds a depot. Another barracks. And another barracks. You can build them fairly tight together, so long as there is room to breathe. And just as the barracks all start, you can take the workers off gas. Keep one on there. Start medic production. Make sure to make comstats the moment, or not comstat, range the moment you can. Add on comstat stations. Once you can afford them. And then add on more depots. You'll need them. As you're moving out, you're gonna hit 100 gas. Put 2 back on gas, build a factory, and start a gas at your natural. At around this point in the game, our camera hotkey changes to be over our production and our rally point. Since the way we structured it, the construction, the first one remains the same, we only have to change the second one. Don't neglect your worker production. Start armor when you can. You'll notice Marines are really good.
Your forces are under attack.
Siege mode is what I like to get around here. When the starport finishes, at least the way I like to play it, we get our third, we get our entry bay, we get our side bay, and we get a cobstat. And of course, we add depots as we need. Science facility. Entry bay number 2. Command center. At this point, I like to move my rally point a little forward. We will have vessels flying in very soon. It's up to you if you want a second factory or a second starport here. Or a lot more factories. From now on, our fourth camera hotkey, or our F4 camera hotkey, will be used for our expansion, our final one. This is our most recent one. Research ready. Just after we start our first vessel.
Your forces are under attack.
You don't need to worry about having different units on different keys, especially as you go on later on, since it's more important that your units move together than that you can control them with hotkeys alone. Mouse control is very important in this game.
Your forces are under attack.
That's a lot of tank. That's a lot of lurkers, but I think we'll be okay. There we go.
Research complete. Your forces are under attack.
We need to regroup our forces a little bit. Remix some medics. And we just flow like this. It's really quite simple. Mostly I just don't know what else to say, so I'm saying filler statements like that. It's not that simple. And add on extra depots here. Add on extra barracks.
Your forces are under attack.
Go.
Your forces are under attack.
Add a turret here. You don't particularly even need to hotkey all of your forces later on, but it's something I recommend practicing. Especially if you're not used to how to do it.
Your forces are under attack.
Make sure to not accidentally tell your workers to attack your own buildings. That never ends fantastically for you. Gonna go all the way up to 8 barracks as we take another expansion. Okay, our work is already here.
Upgrade complete.
This fight in the meantime is just going well. There we go. Was that perfect play? No, but I think that was a decent demonstration of concept. Thank you for watching.